Hello, I'm Glenn Cole, co-founder of 72 and Sunny. We're here at Sport Beach at the center of the Cannes Lions Festival of Creativity, where we are celebrating the intersection of sport, culture, and fandom. I'm joined here by, and I can say this authentically, my friend, Diana Flores of the Mexican national flag football team, and hopefully future Olympian.
Yes.
And certainly Olympic torchbearer, which is an incredible accolade. Should we get into it?
Yes.
Let's get into it.
Start.
All right. We're going to talk a little bit about your work with brands
Yeah.
and what you've been learning about your working with brands, and then we're going to talk about some. We're going to talk football after
Okay.
that. Okay. But I'll start with some brands. So, first of all, this is your second time to Sport Beach.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what drew you here the first time and also the second time?
Well, first of all, it has been amazing to see how big this has got compared to last year. Like, there's more people here. Just to be able to connect with amazing people, leaders on and off the field, amazing athletes out there just learning from each other, connecting and co-creating. I feel that it is my favorite part of being here. So that's what I love about Sports Beach. Like, everybody's here, and somehow to find the way to keep making a change beyond the field is what I feel brings me here and makes me like so passionate and excited.
I also love that you said co-creating, because it really is a great environment for that. And we're not always coming up with like an idea or a partnership, but there's so many connections and introductions that often turn into something. We just talked to DeAndre Hopkins
Yes.
about his flag football enterprise camps. Your new camp. Actually, can you talk about your new camp?
Yes. Well, I'm about to run the first flag football female camp in Mexico City.
Hell yes.
With Under Armour.
That is awesome.
So yeah, it has been an amazing journey to be able to partner with amazing brands who not only are pushing the sport forward, but they are also like connecting with my authentic passions and dreams, and this compromise of just giving back to a community and opening more opportunities for the next generations. So I'm so proud and happy for that.
It is amazing what you're doing with this platform, and you had one before we met. I'll get to that later. Given your what are the? Do you have specific priorities in off the field, off the pitch, that are important to you, that are starting to show up? I know you're right in the middle of your professional sports career, so it's hard to focus on two things at once. But when you do focus on something off the pitch, what are the initiatives that you're passionate about?
Yeah, I think I have realized again that the impact I have and we have as athletes goes beyond the field. And things that I've been so passionate to advocate for are, first of all, of course, women empowerment, equal opportunities, my Latino community, representation matters, representation changed lives. It has changed mine, and I know that it is gonna be like a pivotal thing for more kids out there. So those are the other things that have drawn me out the field, out my sport career. So it is just amazing to have the opportunity to keep just connecting all these passions and advocating for different things, more than just being an athlete, and just to have the opportunity to do that alongside amazing people that are like connecting in this kind of places just with the same mission, same purposes.
Amazing. I'm going to go off script again, because you reminded me when we were first working on the Super Bowl commercial, and we were on set with both of our heroes, Billie Jean King.
Yes.
And she wasn't going to be there for long. She had one scene.
Yes.
It was partly comic relief and partly very clearly a symbolic gesture on the part of the storytellers. But as they were setting up the camera, you and she got into a conversation right near off on your own. Yes. Actually, I was kind of hovering nearby, so I wanted to listen, and I was blown away by that conversation. But can you share as I recall, that left an impression on you?
Yes. So that was the moment, like an amazing moment to meet her by the first time. And I got impressed not only by his humility, but also like her mindset. One of the first things she asked me
Right away. I mean,
Yeah,
it wasn't
right
even. It was
away,
like question
right?
number one. It was like, "Hi, I'm Deanna," and then boom.
Yes, she was like, "Congrats for everything you're doing." Da da da. Then okay, what do you want to do next? That was the question, and I came with the answer at those kind of answers that just go out of your mind in a second. I answered, "I want to make a change." She didn't say anything. She was like, okay. She kept with the conversation. I was like, what's going on? Then a few minutes later, she asked again, what do you want to do? I gave the same answer. I want to make a change. She asked 4 times, literally 4 times, and I didn't know what was going on, like because she wasn't like replying me back or anything.
Billie, I am. Yeah.
I want to make a change. And then the 3rd time, she said, okay, you know, the reason I ask you so many times is because I want you to keep that conviction and confidence with which you answered every time, because it's gonna be a long journey. It's gonna be hard, and sometimes you're gonna be tired. Sometimes you're gonna have to you will have to give like your time and your effort and everything just to see maybe a little change in 50 years. That's what happened to me. So I want you to carry with that confidence, that conviction for the rest of your life, because that's gonna be the way you're gonna make a change. Yeah.
And now we can film the scene for the commercial. I think I realized halfway through this is sort of an interview for her final decision. Is she going to get on camera or not? Like, will she support this or not? And she was measuring your commitment. I remember walking up. My small part in that was I walked up and said, "So are we good?" And she said, "Yep, she's all about it."
Oh, I didn't know that part.
She said she's all about it. So we're doing the right thing here.
Wow.
I didn't know. I didn't know what you'd
Wow.
said.
Now, like everything is like all the dots are starting to connect, because you know, she had to fly to Australia right after that, so she made time to go there. And wow.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Well, your journey's been amazing too, and your qualifications. I'm just going to go to that commercial because it was really a moment for not just us personally, you and I, but for a lot of people, and I think for the world. Now, that's in terms of what it's led to. Now, you earned a right to be in that film because of your performance on the field, right? And we had a story. We were looking for who is the best person to embody this story, and we came across your game against the USA, Mexico versus USA, which you know I think most people would have thought USA would be a foregone conclusion as a winner, and you guys for that particular game in a world championship. Blew them out of the water, and there's this, I don't know how tall you are or how much you weigh, doesn't seem like very tall or way too much, and you were throwing laser beams all over the field, and quick as anybody we'd ever seen in professional sports. Our jaws were on the ground, and that was an amazing accomplishment. Now, how did you talk a little bit about your preparation for that game? How did you just transform yourself for that championship?
Well, that was an amazing moment, as you said, like not only for us, Team Mexico, but I think like for flag football worldwide. I think that what we did there was more than winning the championship. We rewrite like the standards for the game, and that was historic. I am like very proud, and I still think about that game, and I get excited and emotional at the same time, because we worked so much for that. It was like the proof that when a group of women work together with this ambition, with a passion, and with a heart for one same goal, amazing things happen and magic happens. And that's what we did on the field, and I feel just very proud of my teammates, my coaches, and all the team, because that was just an historical moment, and that changed the game around the globe. Like the way that flag football was perceived changed. I feel that we legitimize our sport during that tournament, and to see how much the sport has grown since then, like around the globe, all the countries, boys, girls, women, It is just mind-blowing.
And look at what it led to. I mean, the opportunity to be the so the NFL supporting a flag football
Yes.
in their biggest moment, the
Yes.
Super Bowl, with a woman, not a man, in a league of men, essentially, and with, I think the first time native Spanish was spoken. That as the
Yes.
only language in the commercial. So and obviously there are great impacts from that, but they just keep coming. So can you just
Yes.
so we talk about some of the things that have happened as a result of you achieving what you did on the field. Sorry, soccer. I mean, we're in Europe. I say pitch reflexively. You doing what you did, finding a new platform with the Super Bowl commercial.
Yes.
And that seems to be creating even more of a platform for you as an ambassador and for the game. Can you talk about how the game's kind of developing?
Yeah, so that commercial broke a lot of barriers, as you said. One, it pushed the sport forward, it legitimized the sport as well, it empowered women worldwide, but it also broke like cultural barriers, as you said. Like it was the first time Spanish was spoken like at big this.
Yeah. And not subtitled.
Yes. So that was a big moment. And I feel that since then, a lot of doors and more opportunities had been open, like for the next generations. As you said, the NFL is really pushing the sport forward. In the youth, they are running like amazing tournaments. The sport is getting sanctioned in many states in the United States. Just in Mexico, like in the past 3 years, we have gotten like more than 100,000 new flag football players.
That's incredible.
Just
That's
in
incredible.
Mexico.
That's awesome.
Can you believe it? And worldwide, we are more than 20 million players right now in more than 100 countries. So this is just exciting because this is just the beginning, I feel. Flag football is just such an inclusive sport. It is easy to play. It is fun to play, fun to watch. You don't need almost anything to do it. So I think that it is the next big, how can I say it? Like the big opportunity for the next generations to succeed on and off the field.
Totally. You are not. These are not the words of somebody who's just a quarterback who comes off the field and is happy about a win. You are an ambassador for the sport now. I think in some ways you've formally been asked to be an ambassador.
Yeah.
And then informally, though, since then you were invited to be a presenter on the Sports Emmys. So the world sees you, and you're representing not just Deanna Flores or your family, your incredible family,
Yeah.
but you're representing a nation. You're representing a sport. You're representing a new way. And you seem to have really embraced the ambassador role. I mean, do you have you say you're talking about global flag football?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going around the world at all, or I've heard you talk about Japan and Nigeria, other playing styles.
Yes, I mean, the sport, yes, is growing so fast worldwide. Countries like Japan, they have like programs in primary schools where they are teaching flag football already. Nigeria, same thing. They are implementing flag football as a sport for kids in the schools, which I feel it is amazing as part of their education. And yes, I have had the opportunity to travel around the globe, not only as a player to play in different tournaments, but also having the opportunity to give clinics in like Morocco. I was there last year with a dear friend of mine, Vuzia. We put a flag football camp together there, and it was a life-changing experience. To be honest, we didn't know what to expect. It is a different country, different culture. Flag football was not a well-known sport there, and we ended up having more than 20 girls, different ages.
In Morocco.
In Morocco. Most of them, not only their first time playing flag football, but their first time ever playing sports.
Oh, really? Wow.
So when you realize like the impact and how powerful is that, it is amazing because sport can literally change their lives, and to see the way they grew during those 3 days of camp was mind-blowing. So I feel those opportunities I have had just fill me with more inspiration and motivation to keep doing what I'm doing, realizing that the work goes beyond the field. It is more than what I can do as an athlete, impacting next generations, inspiring them as an athlete, but also all the work that needs to be done off the field, like just spreading the world, acknowledging the next generations of the importance of this sport, the parents of the importance of their kids to practicing sports for their development, for their leadership, and just being part of this kind of moments. That's where the big impact is done,
Right.
and what we need to change the game.
I just love that also about this sport. It does bring the joy of sport back to the front. That I'm sure it's a lot of pressure when you're in a world championship and you're trying to win that game. But for all the people who are getting into the sport, it's relatively a low barrier to learn. You think it'll be complicated, but it's not that complicated.
It's not.
I noticed that my 14-year-old daughter just played for the first time, and in the U.S. it's a very high pressure culture for young kids in any sport, in the established sports, because there's leagues and clubs and expectations, and there's rankings. They get graded A, double A, and so they and their parents can put a lot of pressure on them. On the flag football field, everybody feels like they're winning. You know, you might be good, shifty. You might be good at pulling flags. You might be, I don't know, good at just a spirited teammate. And I don't see any of that pressure. I just see total joy. Everybody feels like they're excellent at it in some way. And I see that also in the emerging countries or markets where maybe there's not a lot of sports, but that's a new one. So, you bring a very joyful spirit to the game also. So, and thank you for inspiring my daughter, who was an all-star at the girls' BCS league this year. Let's go, Mia Cole.
Let's go, Mia.
Yeah, right. And she's a great example of this is just pure joy. And but do you see the same thing and I'm talking about U.S. experience, but do you see the same thing around the world? Is it just because that'll probably make it stick if it's a source of joy?
For sure. I think that's one of the best parts of flag football being what we call an emerging sport, or one of the fastest growing sports worldwide. That what I love is that this sport doesn't have stereotypes.
Right.
Talking about athleticism
That's
or
right.
athletes. No matter your strengths, you will find your position in the field. And this sport gives you the opportunity to explore different capacities of you, different potentials. You can be wide receiver, but at the same time you can play on defense. But at the same time, I play quarterback at the national team, but at my club I play cornerback too. I play offense and defense all the game, and you don't see that in other sports. You don't see that level of inclusion. So I think those are the biggest strengths of flag football. And of course that the fact that it can be played by a 5-year-old boy or girl in a girls format, boys format, or co-ed, and at the same time it can be played by adults, the same formats. It's just impressive, right?
Yeah, that would be actually. I wonder if the American tradition of playing family football at Thanksgiving could be a flag game. We could get my Aunt Ginny back in it. The older side of the family. Yeah. Okay. I got 2 more questions. You're waiting for me to look over there. Okay. So, 2 things. 1, brands. You're. Hey, congratulations. As I understand, you are the first sponsored female flag football athlete by a sports brand ever with your Under Armour partnership.
Yes.
That is incredible. Good job. Hats off to Under Armour for showing their support. How else? What's the opportunity you see for brands in flag football, either with individuals, clinics, teams, leagues? What do you see?
The sky is the limit.
Right.
This sport is growing so fast. The amazing talent we have out there, it is impressive. Men, women, we have it all there. And just the impact, again, that this sport and these athletes can have on different generations, intercultural wise, it's impressive. So I just feel happy and honored and blessed to somehow be the first flag football athlete to open this door for many more to come. I know there are gonna be more out there. I know that the opportunities are gonna be infinite. And just the fact to be able to keep collaborating, as I said, to make a bigger change in the mindset all these brands have. I have had the opportunity to work with Nationwide, with Toyota. I'm part of the Gatorade's advisory board too. So just to be able to connect with all these brands with this bigger mission, it's the best gift.
They should get in now. It's kind of getting in at the ground floor, be part of the growth of the sport, and collaborate with the athletes instead of just sponsoring something. It seems like a big opportunity.
Yes. It's just like the connection is what makes change.
Right. Amazing. Last question. You were part of a group of people the other day here in Cannes. Megan Rapinoe, Sue Bird, Sean White,
who are actually right there.
Who are right behind us.
That's
so
impressive.
Weirdly,
like,
we're not listening to them talk, which is awkward. and yourself, who, as part of the Olympic Torch Tour, and you were one of the people who got to carry the Olympic torch. I'm convinced you are the first female flag football player in history to do that. Maybe the first flag football player to do that. Maybe even the first football player. I have to do my research. I don't know. But that's history. It's incredible. How did that? Can you just give me a little bit about the feels 24 hours later, or any experience you had while you were going down the Croisette?
Oh my God! I think that I am still processing
with Megan Rapinoe
like everything.
Running down the Croisette with the torch.
I'm still processing that, all those feelings and emotions. It is just, I never thought something as incredible as that could happen for our sport or for me. You know, like growing up as an 8-year-old Mexican girl who fell in love with a sport that the world was saying that it was not meant to be for me. This goes beyond my biggest dreams. So I just feel proud and happy to represent not only women in sport, but also my sport, flag football there, Latina community there. Like everything just comes together to that special moment when I got to share with amazing athletes who are also making a change and paving the way, just to be part of that movement of change, to be part of history and I cannot describe that feeling.
You are an incredible ambassador. You are an incredible athlete. You are an incredible person.
Thank you.
We are so grateful that you're here. We are so grateful you're in this sport. I'm so grateful you're in the role that you're in, and to know you and be part of your journey in my humble way. I do want to say I have a bit of a closer here with the people. We want you to follow Stagwell and 72 and Sunny across social to catch everything we're doing here at Sport Beach. And for those of you, the marketers who are watching this, please maybe bring your kids to this one to learn a thing or two about Deanna and be part of the mission going forward. And play flag football.
Yes, play flag. It's fun.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.